Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. Today I want to take a closer look at what we can expect for the big winter update in 2025 and how you can best prepare for all the improvements that were highlighted in the Inkwell note. Today we're going to cover the following 5 topics. All link skills will be increased to level 3 and what will that mean for your link skill mules. Additional ways to restore destroyed equipment is coming, so should you continue star forcing, equipment progression assistance and what that means for returning players. This is one that I look forward to a lot. Familiar improvements, and if you should still focus on familiars for the time being, and transferable absolute and arcane gear and how to best prepare for that. So starting with the first topic, link skills. In the latest memo it was highlighted that all link skills will be able to reach level 3, which I believe will offer a very nice and welcome power boost to everyone who is leveling their link skill mules. It also means that for the characters that you left at level 200 that you have to get them to level 210 to unlock that level 3 link skill. The current EXP boost from the Midnight Carnival event will help a lot there. There is a new event coming in September called On Stranger Tides, but what I found, this event XP wise only rewards advanced EXP vouchers and 6-shop materials, which is great for high level characters but not for leveling link skill mules. So due to the lack of leveling potions from the current event and the upcoming event, I suggest you start grinding with the Midnight Carnival EXP buffs to get your characters ready for that level 3 link skill. Which link skills are prio depends a little bit. I don't think it changes that much with what you are already using, like which link skills already are important are probably going to stay important. The Coninck link skill will most likely increase damage by 15% at level 3, which is really nice. Knivesu's link skill increases critical damage, which will probably be increased to 6%. Kui activation from most one currently gives a total of 16% boss damage at max stacks. This could go up to, I don't know, 24% boss damage, which would be great for bossing mules. I wonder what they're going to do with the stacking link skills as well. For example, the Explorer Mage link skill at level 6 now gives 9% damage and 9% IED, which could, I don't know, technically go up to 12% damage and 12% IED. We already know that Hoyoung's link skill will increase from 10% IED and 14% damage against monsters who have full health to 15% IED and 19% damage against monsters with full health, which is good for trading and could give you a small IED boost when bossing. And because I have no hands, I'm actually looking forward to the level 12 Spirit of Freedom link skill, which, if the mat stays the same, could give about 12 seconds of invincibility after reviving. That's gonna be so nice. I think everyone should look at which link skills they already are using, if there's any in there that are still level 2. Since everything is growing, I expect you're gonna be using the same skills as you are using right now. Yeah, for example, Shade's link skill might be growing from a 10% chance to revive to 15% chance, which is nice, but you know, it's not like it's gonna change the game. And I think it's the case for most link skills, like they're gonna be slightly better, but hey, everything is gonna be better, so the priority stays sort of the same. We are getting quite a few bonus stats though, which will stack up nicely thanks to this change. So get grinding and make sure to make use of the current events. Looks like we aren't getting that many leveling pots anytime soon anyway. So next topic, the GMS team is going to implement various ways to restore the items destroyed by star forcing. The team is preparing to introduce various restoration methods, including things like a system that allows players to collect fragments of high level equipments to exchange them for a full piece, a quest that allows you to restore destroyed items, introducing an item that restores destroyed equipment, and reducing the penalty for destroyed equipment. I mentioned the last point in a previous video and people had some interesting takes that I didn't think about at the time, but for the first 3 points I don't see any argument against not star forcing right now. Best case, you get to restore your blown up items a lot easier when the winter update arrives. I think just finding a spare item will still probably be the best way and the default way to restore items. The GMS team just adding more ways to restore items, you know, in case you don't get any spares, it's like you're on a dry run for a few months. The only thing that you could potentially consider in like holding off star forcing is that the GMS team is looking into reducing the penalty of destroying an item, which might mean that, for example, your stars won't drop down to 12 stars but to 15, or maybe you won't even drop in stars at all. However, this is still unknown. I think you should just continue star forcing as is and you won't miss out on much. A Shining Star Force Sunny Sunday is happening on the 7th of September, so save up your message for this weekend. The next topic is that there's going to be equipment progression assistance for those Maplers who burn their characters and want to replace their burning gear and perhaps even short-term rental equipment. So I burned the Battle Mage and an Ice Lightning Mage to level 260 during previous burning events, and I kind of left them to rot and all the gear expired. So instead of struggling on those 2 characters right now, I'm just going to wait for this update to hit. And I just want to recommend that if you have the same situation with some characters that you burned and they're now lagging behind and you're not in a rush to actually do anything with them and you can just leave them hanging for a bit longer, then do that. We don't know if the rental system will be only for characters who are burnt after this winter update. I assume not, as that will be kind of a waste. But still, it wouldn't hurt to just leave them hanging for a bit longer while waiting for the big winter update, because this system sounds very promising. Next is the familiar revamp, and while we don't know yet what the exact revamp will be about, we do know that the GMS team is looking into adjusting the familiar potential stats. This could actually mean 2 things. And it's up to you to gamble. It could mean that the potential stats will be adjusted positively, like some less desired stats will be removed, some stats might be increased, and there would be like a higher chance, maybe slightly higher chance to get very good stats. If you think that's gonna happen, you should wait with upgrading your FAMs until the winter update. However, it could also mean that, for example, it will be harder to get really good stats, or that it won't be possible anymore to get, for example, 2 lines of boss damage where like worded slightly different on one familiar, for example. In that case, legacy familiars would be all powerful, and it would be important to start upgrading your familiars as fast as possible to reroll those stats. Since we don't know yet which of these is going to be, it's going to be up to you. Do you think it will be easier to get desired stats than wait with upgrading and rerolling FAMs? Do you think it will be worse, or perhaps some lines will be nerfed for newly upgraded and rerolled familiars? Then make sure to upgrade as much as possible. Honestly, I do think that if there are going to be big changes, because you have to spend money to reroll your stats, they're probably going to keep some legacy familiars around, just to not mess with people who actually spend money on this. Honestly, I just hope that the team will make it easier to get legendary FAMs in the heroic servers, because jeez. And the final topic for this video is that the GMS team is making it easier to progress on multiple characters. Characters on the same account will be sharing even more pre-quests. Weekly quests will be changed to daily, and Absolab and Arcane Umbra gear can be transferred within the same account. Now, we don't know yet if this item transfer will be coming to the heroic service as well, but even so, the weekly quest changing to daily is going to be a huge help in getting enough resources to get your gear up. The winter update is still about 10 weeks away though, so depending on when you're watching this video, it might be smart to get some characters ready who can defeat up to Hard Lucid and Will, getting those arcanes and then Absolab gear from Lotus and Damien, so that you can then freely distribute between your characters. You could prepare for this in the heroic server as well, but again, I'm not sure if we are getting this as well in heroic, or if it's just going to be a change for the interactive servers. And additionally, you could put off some pre-quests that aren't shared yet in hopes that they are becoming shareable in the winter update. And those are all things that you have to keep in mind when preparing for the winter update. Also, quickly at the end of this video, I have one more sponsored video releasing tomorrow. Sorry for the super fast, almost back-to-back sponsored videos. One video was sadly delayed a bit, causing this. All funds will be going into my daughter's college fund, so at least it's going to go into a good purpose. Are you doing anything to prepare for the winter update as well? Let me know in the comments. And that's all I had for today. Many thanks for watching, and as always, special thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanøy, Caudimorda, Lee, BackSpaceOTI, Ziggy, Flidiot, Knivesu, Cloudfix, Menchaca, Raythius, Betrayal1489, Sylvio, Neto, StrikerElk, Ryaiser, Aryu, MaxBurnHeart, The Passenger, ScottyFlysFast, Spudsy, snafuPop, Dewey, Tran, Kaniwoo, Domi, Kirch-Nehammer, Dexzu, Dantevictory, The Wolf Drake, Lord Fazil, Matthew Dev, Tails Curspet, DVNCA, and Schwandro. Thank you all so much for watching.